Hello YouTube and hello viewers, and welcome back to yet another episode of creating a 2D side-scroller in Unreal Engine 4. My name is Wayne and I've been taking you through all these amazing episodes in creating a 2D side-scroller. What we're going to be looking at in today's session is we're going to be creating, we're going to continue with working on our menu system. But this time we're going to add the continue game feature into the menu. The reason for this is because some of you have asked in forums and Twitter and a few discussions I've been having with a few people of how to see this system working. So I can load, for example, a level that I currently got up to, and basically the game will then just play from where you last left off. And I'm going to show you how to do that in this episode. So this might be a lengthy episode. I'm not too sure how long this is going to take. There is a lot in here in regards to blueprinting and etc. So bear with me, and hopefully we'll get to the end of it. Hopefully not too long. But we'll just see how long it takes. So without further ado, let's get started. So where we left off last time is we created our menu system, i.e. this one here, where we just had a basic title here, and then we had two buttons for start new game and quit game. The start new game obviously put us in our start location of where the actual actor would start, and obviously the quit game quitted our game itself. What we need to do is, in this session, we need to go back into that HUD. And the reason why is because we need to go back into our main menu system. And we're going to add another button for this example. So let's just add a button in. Let's just throw it on this side here. Remember, I'm not the most neatest type of guy in the world, but as long as it works for these tutorials, that's all that counts, right? So let's drag that text box in, and we're just going to call this one resume game. Now basically, once the user clicks this button, you'll be able to start off where you left off, really. So we'll be able to save some information to our save file, which we've already created. There's a few things we need to put in there now, but apart from that, it's not that difficult to fix this. So that's all we need to do for now. So I just want you to compile and save that. We're not going to do anything yet in regards to making this button work, because we need to save some information about the character. So let's head back over into our main menu tab. I mean, this could be your map. I'm not too sure what's currently open, but really what you want to look at is your content browser here. And remember, we made this blueprint, and inside the blueprint we had this thing called checkpoint, and we had this thing called save info, and this was the information that was being saved pretty much inside the game. So that's what we need to obviously grab access to and be able to put some information into here. So what we need to grab is, we've already got the location of the character, which is not a problem. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. But what we need to get is, say for example you've got more than one level in the game. This is really important because obviously you're not going to play a 2D side scroller that's only one level and then that's it. I mean, you're going to have more than one level in the game, and what we want to do is we want to make sure we can get that information just in case there is. But I'm going to show you if there is two levels, that it can alternate between the two. So let's make a new variable, and I'm going to call this current level. Now it's not going to be a boolean. At this time it's going to be something different, and what this one's going to be is going to be a name. Okay, so this is really important. Make sure it's not a string or text. Make sure it is a name. It's just the way how names pretty much break it down into what we want. So it's pretty unique than having letter nodes, and there's certain restrictions on strings and etc. We don't want that, so we want to just make sure it's a name by default. And notice the current level is set to none. That's fine for now because we're going to set that up. So that's all we really need. Just obviously make sure it's visible, compile and save that. Obviously, if you want to save, for example, the character's health, you want to save his ammo, you want to save loads of other bits of information, just throw your variables in here. So just keep filling that up to what you want to have. For example, the character, his health and his bullets and whatever you got in your game, just fill this up, and you'll be able to then transfer that into the save information or the save data that we've got. So now that's done. Let's just compile and save that and close that down. And all we need to do now is when we hit the checkpoint system, so when we ran over the checkpoints, i.e. this blueprint here, we need to save the current map. So whatever map they're on. So let's open up that blueprint, and remember it's quite messy. So I don't know why it keeps opening up on my other screen. So remember what we did in this blueprint is that we said, okay, well if the actor's name is Tommy, then we're going to save some information. And the only thing we really saved at that time was his location. So that's the only thing we really saved for the character. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to save some information in regards to the level. And this is really easy to do. We have to do it on both sides. And to do this, we're just going to drag off this node, because that's the next thing we want to save. So we're going to go set, and we think we called it current level. That's it. So we're going to set the current level, just like that. And we're going to do the same up here. Drag off here and say set current level. Okay, now you'll notice that it's going to save as none. That's not what we want. What we want to do is we actually want to save the level's name. Now, a lot of people do this differently. Obviously, mine are for beginners, so we're going to do it the easy way. In some cases, you could save by using enums, or there's loads of different ways you can save your current levels, but I find this the most proficient for new users. And all we need to do is we're going to plug our save info into that node, and again in here. So we're just going to plug that in. And what we need to do is we actually need to get the current level name. Now, there is a function that does this for us. If we type in level name, we can actually get that level name, just like so. Let me just move this because it could get a little bit messy. So we can get the current level's name. Now we need to plug that in. So we're going to do that first, and then we're going to plug that into our set. And we need to do the same down here. So just Control C, Control V. I'm going to plug that into there, and then plug it into there. Now basically the return value of the current level is just going to plug into there, and it's going to change it into the exact way we want it, return it into there. And basically what's happening now is that we'll set the location and also set the current level. And if you want to check that, what we could do is we could print that off, so we can actually check to see if that has worked correctly for us. So we could print it off. So let's see if we can, let's just throw that into there. Okay, so we're actually just going to print off the current level. Let's just do that as well. Oh man, okay, that's not working for us. Let's just plug that into there for now, that'll do. So let's see if this works. So let's just quickly open up our map. So remember, just go to content, filter by levels, and this is our actual map here. Make sure we just save everything. So now if I run over that checkpoint, it should show us our current level. There we go. So top left, it's printing off our 2D side scroller example map. And that's what we want, is to print off that exact location where we are, so that level. Now that's being saved in our save folder, or the save file, which can be found, I can show you in another video. I can show you exactly where that all gets saved. And basically it's in the save location inside your project, and it's just a node file, to be honest. It's nothing too crazy in regards to that. Now, you're saying to me, well, okay, we've saved that. Now, how do I get this all to work correctly? Now, this is where the tricky part comes into play. There's a few things we need to do inside the character blueprint, but then there's also stuff we need to do inside the button. So let's do the button first. So let's go back to our HUD. So I resume game here. And we're just going to do a little bit of information with our resume game. So make sure you select the button, scroll down, and we're going to say unclicked. Now when we click this button, something's going to happen. And what we need to do is we need to say load game from slot. Okay, and the game we want to load is, I cannot remember the name of it, so let's go find it. You've probably called it something else. Oh my, this is when there we go. We called it lock. Should have really called it something a little bit better, but in this case we just called it lock because we're saving the location. Obviously it would be a different name for this reason, but we'll just carry on with the same save file. Our next bit is we want to obviously get our information from our save info. So we need to cast that. So cast to save info. All right, so we're going to cast that. And what we want to get from that is we want to get the current level name. Okay, so the level name. Oops. Here we go. So we want to get our current level name. And all we need to do now is we're just going to say open level. So remember when we made a new game, we told that to open the level of example map. That's fine because that's the first map that obviously gets open inside our game. That's all right. But if we want to resume our game, we actually want to open up this level, which is saved inside our save info file. So if I compile that and save, let's see what happens if I had to play this game. So let me open up the main menu and let's see what happens. Let's play. Let's hit resume game, and there we go. So it does open up the map that I currently have, and obviously, I mean, everything's working. Everything's working how you want it to work. No issues there. If I had to say new game, that's fine as well. Okay, so that's all working fine and dandy how we want it to work. But there could be some issues that we come across. Say, for example, we want to go to that current location of where the character was. There might be some information we want to keep for that character. And to do this, we're going to have to be able to load the information we require through our 2D side-scroller character blueprint. And this is where it starts to get just a little bit tricky. So let's go into our character blueprint. We don't want to take the level off, for some reason that's still open. Go into our blueprints and let's open up our character. Now we have all these cool things with shooting and all that sort of jazz, but we also had our damage, so where we'll die. And remember, where we died, we had all this information. So when he died, we loaded the information, we casted, got his location, and did all this setting and all that jazz, and then we played the sprite again. We're actually going to delete all this out, because we don't need it anymore. So you're going to select all of this information, and we're going to delete. All gone. All gone. So let's play. Let's see what happens. So let's resume game. Everything works fine. If I die, nothing happens now. Because what we want to do is we want to go back to our main menu. So if I had to say, for example, open level. So open level. We want to open up our main menu. So that's basically just going to take us back to our main menu. So let's compile and save and play. So hopefully now, if I start a game and die, it should... Oh man, what did I call it? Guaranteed there's probably like no spaces or something in it. Oh, that's it, yeah. There is no spaces. Congratulations, Wayne. There we go. So, let's play again. So start a new game. If we get hit, that should now take us back to our main menu, obviously when we die. And now if I click the resume game, it will obviously put me back in the right location. Now that's basically just saying, it's just a loop into the system that we want. And if I again go to resume game, it'll put me back in that location. Okay, but we don't really want this to, I mean, it is working how we want it to work. I mean, this is very basic. I mean, that's how you'd get the system to work. But let's say, for example, we want to set his location and all sorts of other things that go with it. Well, to do this, we need to do some crazy magic. Okay? And the crazy magic we need to do is we need to go to our event begin play, because what happens is when the game plays, let me try and see if I can find our event begin play and all this mess. So we can see that on play, we're displaying our HUD, which is very important. And then we're also setting current bullets, again, something that we need to set. But what happens if I'm dead and I want to save that location and I want to go, actually not when I'm dead, but if I've finished playing the game, so I quit and I'm like, well, I want to carry on where I was. Well, to do this, we need to say when the game plays, i.e. when the character starts inside the map, we need to find out if he has got a save game already, and if he does, then we can set some information for him. But if he hasn't got any save data, then, you know, just carry on as normal. Very easy to do. And to do this, all we need to do is make a new pin. And we're just going to work off this struct here. And basically we're going to say, well, all right, let's go. So what we need to find out is, does a save game exist? Okay, and remember that save game was called lock, L-O-C. Yours might be named something different. I'm not too sure exactly what you've called yours, but in my case, mine's called lock. And obviously this is a branch, so we can drag off that and say branch. So if this is true, so if a save game does exist, what are we actually going to do? So what are we going to do? Well, if it's true, we actually need to load our game first. We're going to load our game from slot. And remember, this slot's called lock. We could have maybe made a variable to save this so I don't have to keep pasting it on all the time. Probably would have made more sense. Okay, so we're going to load it. And what we need to load is a few bits of information. Just a few, nothing too crazy. And what we need to find out is, the very first thing we need to work out is the actual level name that the character's in. So we're going to get the level name. Okay, so we're going to get the current level name. And how we're going to get that is, remember, oh, actually, I've stepped too early. My bad, sorry guys. We actually need to cast the save info. Oops, stepping the gun a little bit. Okay, so we need to cast that. And then we need to get the current level name. So get the current level name. And how do we get this value? Now, what we need to work out is is the character actually in the right level first? If he is inside this save game, because we might have more than one level, so we need to work out if he's in the right place. So we're going to, off our save info, we're going to get current level. So we're going to get that. And we're going to say, well, is the current level equal to, so is it equal to this current level's name? So are they equal? Are they both the same name? And if they're not, then obviously we don't need to do anything. We'll just carry on the game as if it was a new game. So let's branch. So we're going to branch. I'm going to attach this into here. Just like that. So this is basically checking to see if our current level that's in our save info is the same as the current level name it is. And if it's true, so if it is true, we can then set our actor's location, because now we want to put him in where his save location was. So we're going to set the actor's relative location. And remember, we need to get this info here. Right? So we need to get his info. And to do that, we can just drag off this one and we can get our location, which is in our save info. We can plug that in. So basically, if this is all true, so yeah, he is in the right level that's in the save file, then yeah, okay, we can now put him in the right location. Now remember, his capsule's a bit weird, so we can then set his capsule height. So capsule height. Okay, so we can set the capsule height of the character. Now you might not have done this in yours, but I've done it in mine. And I think my height value is, I think it's around about 46 height, I think it is. So I'm just going to put it at 46. Actually, let's just check. Just click on the character. Let's look at his half height. It's capture component up. Yeah, let's do 47 just for safety reasons because it's 46. So let's do 47. Okay, so I'm going to set that up. And now what you could do is if you saved your values of his health and etc., you could then put that in. So if you saved his health and whatever else he needed, you could then plug that in. So in this case, I'm just going to set his health to a random value just so you can see it working. So set his health. Let's just put that as 1 anyways because that's a float. So we're going to put him back to 100% health, which is live. So set his lives. So set his lives to, just so we can see it working, let's just set it to 8. Just so you can see that the system is working. What we want to do then is we just want to enable our input into the game. So enable input, because remember he just flops to the ground. So we want to make sure that we have our controller back. We then want to set his animation. So we're going to set his character enum. So character enum. And we're going to put that back to his idle movement. So we want to set that back to normal. And then obviously we want to play his sprite. Okay, so we want to play the sprite. Just to make sure everything's working correctly, so nothing breaks. Obviously, if you save the information, you'll drag off this info node and you'll plug them into your sets here. So we'll set them back to what they currently were. And that's pretty much everything we needed to do in regards to setting that to work how we wanted it to work. I don't think so there's anything else we needed to set up for that in regards to it working. So let's have a quick gig and see if that works. So let's play. Let's resume game. So we can see that it has loaded us in that same location. Let's go out here. If I had to die, oh, you see it triggered me to 8 because I was in the same place. So I'm dead. Obviously I'll die. If I resume game, See, it puts me back in the right location where I need to be, and it set my life to 100 HP and set my lives to 8. Now, remember that issue that I just had is basically I already had the game running, that's why it reset my health back to 8 and etc. So we know that the system is working. So let's check to see if it will work if I make another map to test in. So let's just try this. So let's make a new file. We're going to make a new level. Let's make it default for now. And let's just file and save. And we're just going to call this a test map. So we'll just call that test map. Just nothing, anything exciting. Let's change that to front view. Oh, front view will do me. Let's play that level so you can see it's just a basic level. Nothing too interesting in there. And let's just add a few things in there just so we can see that this is working correctly. So let's add a bad guy in. So let's just untick that. Let's stick a bad guy in. So obviously we need to get shot at, so we need a bad guy. And let's put in our checkpoint system just so we can load back into the level if needs be. Remember, we need to change the hitbox size to, let's just make that big, and that big will do for now, just so we hit that trigger. Save and play. So let's see if I run through the checkpoint, you can see it says test map. And now the bad guy will kill me. And if I say resume game, that should take me into the test map, all leveled up and ready to go. If I try and kill the guy, just taking deeps and I'm dying. Okay, if I say start new game, there we go. And now I started a new game. Notice my checkpoints still work. Oops, I didn't even hit the checkpoint first. Alright, I need to die again. Kill me faster, please. Kill me faster. Die. There we go. Okay, so we start a new game. Notice we can hit the checkpoint system, so there we go. So I hit that checkpoint. If I die now, resume game, I'm now back at that checkpoint. And that's pretty much the system all working how we want it to work. So if I had to again die again, just to show you that the whole system's working really. Sorry about hitting that, I hit my mic then. So if I want to resume game, there we go. Okay. If, say, for example, you wanted to go to another map, obviously you just make a blueprint that will control your maps. I mean, you could just put it at the end, for example, like a little trigger box up there saying go to level or open level, whatever you want to open. Very lengthy lesson. Actually, it didn't take too long. 22 minutes is not very bad of a session. But that's pretty much how you'd make that menu system to continue our game. So really all we did was we just saved the information into our save file, which just held the current level that we're in. And basically we're pulling our location and our current level. We had to check against it to see if it was true. So the current level that we're in and also what the character was in, make sure that's true. If it was, then we could set him in the right place. Obviously, I said to you, you could save, for example, his health and his ammo and etc. I mean, that's really up to you if you want to put that in. But that's it. That's pretty much it. I really hope you guys really enjoyed this session. Apologies for the long delay on the video clips. I decided to take 3 days off. A little bit tired. But I will be carrying on now with the video pretty much every day. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Wayne. Please like, share, subscribe, and drop this everywhere you can. Thank you very much, and goodbye.